Hello guys, Schmoomer here. Let's talk today about our absolutely amazing Schmoomer's image. Let's talk about libretro more specifically, okay? So game systems like this, we're not talking about. Game systems like this, we're not talking about, because these are standalone cores, okay? We're only talking about libretro today and how flippin' cool it is. So let's do this. Let's load up a game. We'll go to Blaster Master here because Blaster Master, that's why. Okay, anyways, the first thing that I want to talk about that I've done for you is I've given you the ability to raise and lower the game volume while you're playing the game without having to stop anything and go into any menus or anything like that, okay? All you do is you hit select and up, boom, select down, whatever you want to set it at, okay? So that way you can make the adjustments on the fly and keep rolling, all right? All right, cool. So let's talk about libretro. So to get access to that menu, you hit select and X at the exact same time. Boom. Cool? All right. I'm going to hit the back button here so we can teach you the lay of the land here. We have main menu, settings, favorites. Hey, look, I bet you can read, so I'm not going to continue reading all those. Okay, let's go into settings here first. Drivers. Let's say that you want to change the way that this menu looks. Some people like the way that, I think it's a PSP background looks. Anyways, you go to drivers and you go down here where it says menu. This is the ozone one, but there's your choices right there. Okay, so that's really all you do. You just change that. Now, up here to video, this is where you change your back end. Now, I will tell you in advance, dudes, I have already made these changes. Look, GL is where it's at for now, especially on this little teeny Raspberry Pi circuit board, okay? Everybody is all excited about Vulkan. Yeah, we got Vulkan. Look, it's not the way yet, okay? It's not there yet. But if you want to experiment, this is where you're going to do that, all right? So I'm going to back up. Controller, settings, input, you know, that's kind of self-explanatory, right? I'm going to back up here. Video. Now, here's where you're going to make some changes to the output settings. So, maybe what I want to do is I want to flip my screen to, maybe I've produced a vertical shmups thing, right? And I've got an up and down monitor. Well, you can make your flip right there, video rotation. You get the idea. So that's where those settings are made, all right? Back up. Let's go to scaling. Okay, here is where everybody that wants to complain about, oh, I don't like to have it, you know, stretched out all over the screen. I like to, you know, I want to preserve the original aspect ratio. Cool. That's your thing. Go to scaling right here. So it's in the videos section and scaling, and you just change the aspect ratio from here. Push up like 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You know, core provided, and you just highlight that, and it will take and shrink that screen back down to its original aspect size, and you will be happy. But since this image is for me, it makes me happy viewing it on 16:9. Anyways, back up. So that's where you do that stuff, okay? Now, let's discuss for a minute your configuration settings, okay? I'm going to go to the left here, up to the main menu, and then I'm going to go over to the quick menu. Now, when you hit select and X originally to enter this zone of your gameplay, okay, select X takes you here, select X takes you out. Now, I will tell you that the select button is also the same button that RetroArch uses for a search parameter, so sometimes you will get stuck in here, okay, and have to reboot. So I usually go in, make my settings, go out, and you're golden, okay? But if you get yourself stuck, that's what'll happen, and that's the reason why. The alternative is to set your hotkey as a button other than the select button, but it's so universally used that I just leave it the way it is. Okay, but if you ever get stuck, that's what's happening. Okay, let's talk about, you've made some changes and I want to save them, right? So in the quick menu, you go up 2 times, and this brings you here, and you go to overrides. So let's talk about what the heck these 3 categories are, okay? Now, if I've made changes to Blaster Master, or whatever game that I've made my changes to, and I want to save those changes only for that game, this is where I save. Save game overrides, right? You're saving the game overrides. Does not affect anything else other than this game. Now, let's pretend for a minute that I have to make some changes that I want to be wide sweeping changes. Maybe I'm editing Naomi configuration. Okay. Now, what I don't want to do, or no, let's use a better example. Let's say that you're editing Neo Geo, okay? Because Neo Geo uses Final Burn Neo, and so does the arcade games, okay? Some of them use Final Burn Neo, some of them use other emulators. Okay, now, any changes that you make, you don't want to accidentally overwrite and force those changes on your arcades, right? So this is where content directory overrides. This is what you do there, okay? So any system, this will affect only the system that you're editing, like Neo Geo or Super Nintendo. You get the idea, right? It's not going to have any wide sweeping effects. So if you want to change this and you want to force a common change for this system, this is where you save that. Okay. Now, if you want to force those changes on every single game ever that is used by a particular emulator, this is where you do it. Save core overrides. It's saving those overrides to the core itself. Okay. Not the system, not the game. It's saving the core overrides, okay? So when you save whatever changes you make, if you want it to affect every single game that is ran on that core, emulator core, this is where you save that. Okay, I'm going to back up now. I think I've discussed that enough. Shaders, hey, this is cool. So this is where you apply those cool scan lines or the CRT, phosphorus glow and all that other stuff. So you see here it says video shaders on, and this is where you do that. So you could load shader preset. Look at all these, right? This is where you do that. You just select one, you hit select X, you know, and you take a look. Do I like the thing? Do I not like it? You go back in, you hit select X again, you come back in and make your other changes until you find one that works for you. I am using one globally here in this image that I think works good enough, and I like it. So I've set it the way I've set it, but by all means, experiment on your own. Back up here, back up. Cheats, dude, check it out. I've already loaded all the cheats in these things, okay? But to use a cheat, you just go right here, load a cheat file, and you just literally load a cheat file, okay? Now I happen to be in NES, Nintendo Entertainment System. Boom. The right bumper will scoot you forward several pages, okay? So that's like your fast way to do this. Let's go down here to Blaster Master. Here's where we need the SpongeBob thing to outdate that. Let's see here. Blaster Master. Do we have a cheat for Blaster Master? I am thinking we do. Here we are. Look at that. Boosh. Blaster Master. Cool. So all those cheats now are loaded, and you can turn them on and off right here. Okay? So you get the idea. If you're a purist, you're not using cheats, but most of us are well in our 40s, and we don't have the time of day to become Iron Man at muscling through these games. So yeah, cheat codes are cool. That's why I've already loaded them all for every system that I could. Okay, so anyways, that's where you do all that stuff. I think that's it, really. I mean, this is really all the nitty gritty that most people are going to get into. There's probably 45 other things that you could really get into, but that's not this video, you know. And you know, I tell everybody, look, I just make these images, okay? I just work here, right? I don't know all the details and the nitty gritty. If you need all the nitty gritty, we got a lot of awesome dudes in my Discord server. Definitely, if you're not already a member there, you're missing out, because it's kind of like working in the kitchen. You get all the background information, you get all the technical information, you get the scoop on what's coming up. You can influence the way the direction of the builds are going. So if you need more information other than that, definitely join the Discord. And we also have a wiki, a Schmoomer's wiki too. So you'll find all that information at the Discord server. So hope this information in this video found you well, and hopefully it helps you out. Okay, so I'm gonna hit select X here and get the heck out of this thing, and select start twice. And by the way, so to exit my video games, you hit select and start 2 times. That way a select and start doesn't accidentally skip you out of the game accidentally, you know what I mean? All right guys, peace.